What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Overwatch is officially coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it brings a whole new way to get tilted while playing the game. Everybody, make sure to act surprised. We don't want to hurt their feelings, and that we knew about this like 2 weeks ago. Alright, so the Overwatch for Switch is going to be available October 15th, and there are some unique features that are being brought to the game because of the motion control functions that the Switch has. So with the PlayStation and the Xbox version, they're pretty much the same. You know, you have different controllers for the systems, but they're pretty much the same, and they're also very similar to what the PC version is. It's just you're using controllers instead of a mouse. But with the Switch, you're going to be able to control several different aspects of the gameplay using those motion controls and tilting the screen and that sort of stuff. So the examples that they showed in the video is the Riptire from Junkrat. You can also control when you're zooming in with Widowmaker, and that's kind of neat because you can, you know, hold it and move it around and stuff while you're trying to aim. I think that might take a little getting used to in order to actually get good with that sort of a system. But it is kind of a neat way to use it. And then, of course, the last one was Hammond. When you're just spinning around endlessly on the capture point, you can also use the motion controls for that. So there's definitely some neat stuff. Now, I don't own a Switch. I haven't owned a console since the original Xbox. Honestly, I couldn't imagine playing an FPS game on a console anymore, right? Like, I've been playing with PC for so long, you know, CSGO and Overwatch and different things before that. Like, I could not imagine playing an FPS on a console. But if that's your thing, knock yourself out. You know, the last time I was playing that stuff was like Halo and GoldenEye and way back in the day. But anyways, now there is another thing that is kind of interesting, which is they're going to be bringing back the Noir Widowmaker skin. So this was a pre-order skin that was available way long ago. It was available for, I believe it was the PC and for the consoles of PlayStation and Xbox, but it was a pre-order thing, and it's been gone ever since. It's one of the rarest skins in the entire game. Admittedly, not a lot of people like the way it looks, but still, it's one of the rarest skins in the game just because it was only available for the pre-order. It wasn't available with, like, the Legendary Edition or the Game of the Year Edition or whatever, that sort of stuff. So now, with the new Switch version, they're going to be bringing it back, and if you pre-order the Switch, then you get this skin as well. So that's kind of neat. They're kind of giving those Switch players the opportunity to get this, and apparently it also includes 3 months of Nintendo Switch Online as well. I also want to point out that this was probably the thing that Jeff Kaplan was talking about maybe around a month and a half ago during some interviews. He said, we still have another big surprise coming. This was after Roll Q and after Sigma had been added. He said that in the next month or two there was going to be a big surprise coming. This is almost certainly what that is. But don't think that this is the end of it, because they also have a whole bunch of plans coming up for BlizzCon, and after all the problems that they had last year, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull out all the stops for this year's BlizzCon. We already had the rumors of Overwatch 2, or possibly some sort of expansion for the game, maybe a more story-driven experience, kind of like the archive events, where you have 4 people cooperative going through the different missions, and there's story and all that extra dialogue and stuff like that. Because one of the things that this game is seriously lacking is obviously story, but I mean, for most FPSs, that's just not necessary. Getting back to the Switch, though, one of the things people like about it is that it's portable and you can bring it anywhere and still play your games. This works fine for single player, but obviously not going to work for Overwatch because you have to be connected in order to play against other players, but even to go into the training mode or to play against AI bots, you still have to be online. Like, if the PC version is the same way, so with the other ones it's the same way. Like, you have to be connected in order to even play that stuff that doesn't involve other players. So the portability aspect of it is probably just not going to be there, right? Like, you can bring it to a friend's house, but don't expect to be able to play this while you're, you know, on a trip somewhere or wherever. So that's, you know, it is what it is. Now, another thing to point out is the whole possible inclusion of
an Overwatch character or a Blizzard character into Smash Brothers, because I know this keeps coming up. And originally I thought, maybe it could be Tracer, because that's kind of, the main character that's on all of the Overwatch stuff and blah, blah, blah. But that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense because of the way the character works. So if they were going to add an Overwatch character into the Smash Brothers, then it would probably have to be someone like Reinhardt, right? Where it's a melee character and you don't have these long-range constant attacks. Or if they were going to add another Blizzard character, I heard people talking about how they wanted to add Diablo or something like that, but it probably wouldn't be Tracer if one of those characters does get added. But anyways, guys, there you go. Overwatch on the Switch. If you pre-purchase, you can get that extra Widow skin, and it will be available on October 15th. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.